Hello everyone, welcome to One by One, a podcast where we uncover the stories, strategies and secrets behind extraordinary success. I'm your podcast host, Robert Murigi, and we'll be building each other from the ground up. Join us as we uncover the blueprints of building a life, a career or a business from the ground up. Subscribe now and never miss an episode from us. As we unpack more of the examples that we want to use from the automotive circles, what are the things that we could do so that we can keep moving quicker? Now we have come all the way to where we are. And therefore, when we have issues, when we have problems, when we have a motorbike which has been sitting in the garage for too long, when we have that bicycle, or when we have that car that you have not driven, or that trailer which is still parked for a long time, what happens? Some of the parts becomes squeaky, and this time you might need to grease them so that they can stop squeaking. And this brings us to our today's proverb, that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And as we try to unpack this might look very straightforward. And it might, if something is squeaking, you put grease, that's it. No, it is more deeper than just that. What are we talking about? Previously, we have seen that the people who normally complain a lot from work, most of the time they might get noticed and get helped first. This does not happen always, and this may not be the case at all times. What happens in this? There are things that cannot be stopped until you stop. There is a lot of things that goes on in workplaces, in the places that we live every day, and the shopping center where we shop every day, in the markets where we do, and on the public transport and on the road as well. There are many things that are happening, and they leave us in dilemma of how does these things surely happen. I have driven one day and I saw it was on one of the major roads, on Talking Highway, where I'm doing 100 kilometers per hour, and there's someone who came past me, and I was thinking, what could that person be possibly chasing at that speed? What could they be doing? Is there an emergency? No, possibly not. Why would you want to mess up all the efforts that you have made? Why would you want to go the wrong way just because? Why would you want to get noticed by complaining and by refusing to do the tasks that have been given? Are there better ways of doing it? Yes. Therefore, this proverb has been used traditionally to imply that the people who normally cause a lot of problem, they are the people that will be noticed first and get helped. But what could happen if these people did not have any specific need that they wanted it to be addressed? What could they be needing apart from just causing trouble and causing downtime at the workplace? What could we do so that we can help? This does not underscore the relevance of people voicing their concerns at the workplace. But it says that if you have any complaint, there is always right way of doing that so that we do not affect the efficiency and we do not have the problems that were not foreseen. Therefore, this could be used and we could say, we want people to be very assertive. What do you want? What is the problem? How could we possibly do this? If I want to go and complain about something that I feel that it would make a difference, if I went and voiced it, I would go there and also go with a suggestion on what we could possibly do so that you do not just become a complainer, but you also become a person who can solve problems as they happen. We are not discouraging people from voicing their concerns, but possibly we would use this not to encourage people to to use this as a tactic every time they want something done. Constructive complaint, it will not just be whining for the sake of it. When we think about our workplaces or the places that we work, and we keep voicing our concerns and no one is listening, this sometimes people tend to relax because no one listens anyway. But what happens when people speak up and they receive help? Things are able to be solved quickly, and this one discourages politics at work, because when things are not sorted, it becomes politics. If the people are always complaining about a particular thing, or our workers are complaining about a particular thing and nothing is done to it, this can cause frustration, and this one spikes politics at work, which ends up frustrating everyone and not knowing exactly what was the problem at the start. There are people who will rather just cause annoyance and just complain and whine and try to attract sympathy rather than just bringing about a constructive criticism. And what happens in the context of a relationship when your partner complains about something? Just before it becomes a resentment, it is good to address it so that it doesn't, because what happens is if the complaint continues, it erodes the trust, and this might cause problems as you carry on in your relationship. Or a constructive complaint so that we can be able to get solutions rather than just causing more problems. And therefore, we want to find the thin line between airing our grievances and complaining so that we are able to move forward. If there is something that you feel it can be a hazard, if it is something that you feel it could cause problems in the future or in foreseen future, it is good to stop it earlier so that you don't head on collision with a problem that you had already seen how to solve it. As we showcase our awareness to the problems that we see around ourselves, let us also come there with solutions on how we could possibly help to solve that problem, rather than just showing how frustrating things are without you contributing anything. And this helps us to show the gratitude we have around the things and the good things which are happening around us, so that we do not ignore, and so that everyone is able to learn from that. We show that we recognize the challenges which comes with good things. When you see something not right, it is not right because you'd want it right. How could we possibly do it right so that it becomes good not only to you but also to the people watching? The willingness to contribute to making it right. How do we nicely show that? And I call upon everyone, before you go say, this thing is not good, how could we possibly make it better? So that you stop seeing it as a bad thing, but at least you have a solution on how we could do it. If we demonize each and every effort from everyone else, this would cause frustration, and this would cause resentment, and we do not want that, because we want everyone to be encouraged. But what could we possibly do when we burn out and we have no more energy to use in what we are doing? We can always be swapped around, we can always be done, we can always be given a different task, so that we can make sure that everyone is safe and you are also happy, so that everyone or all of us can move to the future with certainty. And therefore, every time you talk, let it not just be seen as a noise, but as a vital part of the conversation which is going on at that particular time. Are we finding ourselves struggling? Let us not find ourselves struggling. Let us get out there. Let us learn how to express our needs. And before we do that, let us think how possibly we could resolve that problem so that we can all live happily, so that we can all actualize. Let us actualize. Let us become what we want to become. Do not waste your years. Don't think that I'm so young and I have all the time in my world. There is no time, and everything is changing each and every day. A thing would happen in the next few years that would make this life look as if we are 30 years older than we are, all of us. Let us not ignore the peace that we have with ourselves. Let us not ignore that part you're good. That part you're good within yourself. You are respectful. You're kind. You're empathetic. That little thing you have, keep it and keep it well. One thing I would want everyone to look at. When we talk about the squeaky wheel, we are not talking about the person who is the loudest in the room, but we want to see the person who is always ready to cooperate and do things the right way so that everyone can benefit and everyone can move forward with certainty. And therefore, we encourage all our listeners today and all our viewers to apply this proverb to our lives. We have talked about different proverbs, and they all have deep meanings in our lives. Let us not ignore any of them. You want to become what you want, know that there are people out there who spend time and hours getting you all this information so that you can become the best version of yourself. We want you to continue encouraging yourself and continue seeing yourself as a mirror. When you go to people with bad attitude, I can tell you for sure, they will see you before you see them. Therefore, let us foster good attitude. Let us have that one good thing. When you wake up each and every day and you go to that job, you're going there because you love that job. If you do not love that job, there is always another job which you could possibly do and be more happier. Do not waste your years. Do not waste other people's time when you are not happy about something. Air your grievances and air them in a nice way so that we can be able to move forward and we can move to the future with certainty. And whether you are an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or simply someone looking for inspiration, one by one, we will equip you with the tools and insights you need to lay the foundation for your own success stories. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. Your feedback helps us to bring you even more inspiring stories. Thank you for listening for Building from the Ground Up. Remember, every great accomplishment starts with one single step. What will you build today? Until next time, keep building, keep striving, and keep reaching for your dreams.